guys, today we're gonna be having a cookies and cream party. So let's get started.
It seems to me that there's two separate issues about things like the Danish cartoons which get conflated. One is the question about should the cartoons have been published in the first place. Now, it seems to me any newspaper editor, anybody on a picture desk of a newspaper or a magazine, every day is presented with material where they have to make the decision, is this worth putting in the mouth? And I think we can also agree that maybe no two picture editors would make the same decisions. Some of them would print all those things, some of them would print one or two, some of them would print none of them. So on the one hand, you've got the argument about quality, and so should the things be in the paper.
Yes.
Myself, I think that most of them were rather tedious, and the ones that weren't were actually the most offensive ones. I mean, the best cartoon was the one which shows suicide bombers arriving at the pearly gates.
Yes.
To be greeted by the Prophet Muhammad. Actually, the one with the turban, the bomb in the turban, was similarly, a perfectly legitimate, strong, satirical point.
And well drawn.
And well, you not do it. But it seems to me that there's the second issue, which is what you were talking about, I think, is what happens when the subject of violence arises. And we shall not publish these things. But about how do you respond to violence?
Yes.
Do you respond to it with cowardice or courage? And at that point, it seems to me that every newspaper in the world should publish the Danish cartoons. Not actually because they particularly want to insult Islam, but just to make the point that you don't give in to threats.
Yes.
And so I think sometimes, when people start talking about objects, were they good or bad, were they offensive or inoffensive, that's one half of the point. But the second half of the point is the question of the response to violence. And I think that's one of the things that has got very blurred recently. And one of the most, I think, mealy-mouthed pieces of language that has developed to justify this kind of behavior is a kind of reinvention of the meaning of the word respect. It seemed to me, when I was growing up, that respect meant that you took people seriously. It didn't mean that you never disagreed with them. To respect someone is to say, okay, we'll take on what you have to say. And if I don't agree with it, I will. It would be disrespectful to someone to in any way disagree from their system of belief. Is a new idea, is a new meaning of the term respect. And it seems to me to have nothing to do with respect. And what it actually means is I'm too afraid to do it. So what you have is cowardice masquerading as this.
Our top story, the outrage in the Muslim world over caricatures of the Prophet Muhammad. Any depictions of Muhammad are offensive to the faithful. But in many Western nations, freedom of expression is a sacred right as well, including the Freedom Public Affairs Council. This is a debate. They do not pull any punches. And we began by talking about the decision of many media outlets, including CNN, to pixelate.
I know, as well as you do, that you have not done that in order to avoid sparing the hurt feelings of my fellow guest. You've done it because you're afraid of retaliation and of intimidation. Now, I'd like to ask him and anyone else who agrees with him is watching, is that the relationship they want to have with the free press? Because if we have to use this stupid word offensive, those of us who believe in the Enlightenment and the Constitution and the First Amendment, we can find and take him hostage till someone apologizes. We don't violate as immunity. We don't, which is one of the most precious things. We're running scared from.
Okay, let's let Ahmed jump in here. I know you want to respond.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not about hurt feelings.
Or is she?
Do you like being on the cutting edge of knowledge? The Bible has always been years ahead of scientists. It is one of the most advanced science books around.
But you will hear the screams of the damned echoing through your ears forever and ever and ever. Hell is not a joke. It is not a myth. It is not fantasy. It is as real as the existence that God gave you. Hell is not something to be mocked or ridiculed. Hell is not something to disprove, because you can't. It is there, just as sure as the universe is here. It is ready for you, with its mouth gaping open, ready for your soul to enter into it, just as surely as you are on YouTube watching this video and choosing to make the mocking videos that you make. Hell is real. Hell is coming. Hell awaits those who have rejected God, because the wicked will be turned into hell, and all the nations that... Amazing atheist. Magnusian. Apathy are you. Kawamura too. Goat.
Cheers.
TX atheist. YT conscience. And all those who take my name and twist it to make fun of me. You are only heaping up for yourselves judgment, and when the books are opened, in the book of Revelation, when the dead stand before God and the books were opened, forever, because this is where this world is heading. God is not playing games with the creation He created, who knows that He's there but willfully chooses to... You think you rejected God? It's God who gave you up. He's the one who calls the shots. He's the one who created us all with the capacity to know He's there. And this is why I call you stupid, assholes, and moronic. Because I'm not somebody that pulls any punches. I don't play games with the xjedihowiex and Magnusian and all the rest of you stupid moronic clowns that willfully choose to reject God because you've got something that you don't like about Him. Well, isn't that tough shit? Isn't that your problem? And isn't it time that the Church of Jesus Christ stand up on her heritage and stop being bullied by these moronic pieces of shit who have no other life other than to go on YouTube and... Because every single one of you are nothing but lying moronic jackasses who God will break the teeth in your mouth one day, and worse, in hell. I have a very, very tough time when it says, "Vengeance is mine, I will repay," says the Lord. I have a very tough time not reacting to assholes around me. That's me. You don't have to like me because I don't like you. And it's very hard for someone like me to not get angry and mad at the fucking stupidity that I see all around me in this world on YouTube, who don't have the intelligence to realize atheistic evolution is full of shit. It's a lie. It is